of all, I get it. This is the time where we want to improve because that girl summer, hot girl summer, whatever you want to call it, is right around the corner. But we're sort of exiting the corner of winter and seasonal depression. And did I cry literally a minute ago? Yes, I did. My cat Dallas broke my perfume a couple of hours ago. I was like, oh well, that sucks. Then I sit down to film this, to do my thumbnail. I'm literally posing for the camera. He goes behind me, breaks my cactus, and I'm like, Mike! If I look wonky, yes, I cried. Honestly, after winter, doesn't take that much. But I am working on dusting myself off, and so should you. Spring is a time of regrowth, renewal. It's when, Persephone comes up to the earth and everything blooms again. And honestly, we're doing two things in the spring. We're being happy because it's spring and we are finally getting sun again. We are working on ourselves and that is amazing. But not only are we happy in the moment, we're also working towards the future because we are going to have the best summer ever. Fuck 2020, fuck 2021, fuck 2022, fuck 2023. 2024, that's my girl. And it's yours too, because even if you're not motivated, you're about to be. This is part 1, finding motivation. If you're in a slump and down in the dumps, then what is it that usually gets you excited?
That's how you get off.
What is it that you can do, for example, if you want to draw or read or anything that can just sort of get your motor running, get you going again? Or that you can combine with something you gotta do. For example, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, can you, like I did, watch the Eras tour while walking on the elliptical? Can you put on an album while cleaning? Can you sort of put that carrot where you're like, okay, I am gonna clean, but I'm also gonna listen to Speak Now, Taylor's version. So you can work on something that you usually like, even if it's just building Legos. You're not just building Legos, you're also building momentum. Or you can combine something you like with something you gotta do, like getting outside and getting fresh air, but also drinking a Starbucks coffee. Hot girl walk. So number 1 is something you already like. But what interests you? What have you wanted to try? For example, if you want to get into better shape again, what is a workout that you've always wanted to try, that you always want to do? Maybe you want to try aerobics or like a hip hop class or boxing or fencing, whatever cool thing you're like, you know what? I wouldn't mind getting sweaty to do that. Try it. Even if you just have a little, like a tiny little inkling that maybe you like it or maybe it looks cool, just try it. Trying new things ain't gonna hurt you, but it might give you a lot of joy and get you into really good shape. Same goes if you're looking for a new job. If there's something you just want to try, just try it. I've had 1,000 different jobs because I've genuinely been interested in it. I wanted to try being a substitute teacher. I wanted to try working at a library. I wanted to try being a hostess, and I wanted to try working like a basic office job, and I've done all of those and I'm really happy for it. Each time it's been a learning experience and I've grown as a person, and it's also exciting because I'm doing something that I've seen on TV or whatever that I thought, oh, that looks kind of cool. Same goes with studies. If you don't know what you're going to study and you're just sort of like waiting till you find the right thing, don't wait around. Just be like, you know what, I'm going to try that. And you don't even have to enroll in college. You can just study something online for a while, just like self-study, get to know something and see like maybe it interests you even more than you thought. Maybe it's your actual calling. Also, obviously, playing on your strengths. So make a list of whatever you gotta do, every single little thing, and start with what's easiest for you. Start with what's mostly your thing or what you think is the most fun. Just play on your strengths, because when you build on momentum, once you've done the things you're actually good at, that you're actually like, oh, fine, I'll do that. It's a lot easier to just continue and be like, oh, okay, I've already done this, I've done this, I've done this. I'm kind of on a roll. I kind of don't want to sit down right now. I'll just go and do that. And then you actually like nail that thing. You're like, okay, let's keep going. Let's see what else I can nail. Like, I've been on and off trying to get my license literally for 6 years.
You're going the wrong way!
They're going the wrong way!
And I've honestly had good reasons to like take breaks. Like I broke my arm, I broke my toe, whatever. But right now I'm having like really big momentum, and not only is that motivating us, I'm like, oh, I'll continue with the classes or whatever. But even like I noticed like when we're driving, usually I'm like, oh no, I don't want to try anything new. But once I've done a couple of new things driving wise, once the third new thing rolls around, I'm like, oh, okay, fine, I'll do it. And then I see that I can do it, and I'm like, oh, let's see what else I can do. It's an amazing feeling when you're doing something that used to terrify you and now excites you. And here's a really big tip, and one of my best tips to keep you motivated throughout the day. Instead of relying on cheap dopamine like social media, caffeine, hypocrite, I know, increase your endorphins. Whenever I feel like, oh, I'm going down, I'm like, let's jump back on that elliptical, or let's do yoga or whatever, just to raise my endorphins again and be happy so that I can like study, clean, usually not cry over things being broken.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. But
whatever raises your endorphins, being with your child, being with your dog, taking a walk, working out, eating something really good, can that release endorphins like chocolate? Whatever that is, just be like an endorphin junkie. Chase endorphins and you'll be so high that you can do everything else. If you work out for an hour, honestly, reading is so much easier. It sounds contradictory, but it's a lot easier to do things when you're happy. You have to work on being happy every single day, but that work is a lot easier to do when you continually do it. If you allow yourself to be swallowed up by the sadness, it's a lot harder to break out. But if you just consistently work to be happy, you'll sort of be happy and you'll just be more motivated. Depressed people aren't motivated. Happy people are motivated. So if you can just work on making yourself a happy person, a healthy person, literally, if you drink water, if you work out, it's a lot easier. And I know that making consistently healthy choices, especially when you're depressed, or even if you're just down in the dumps, isn't easy at all. And that's why I'm saying do the things you can control. Going outside, for example, even if it's just going out and like breathing for a couple of minutes, that's within your control. And you have to do whatever's in your control until more and more things come into your control. So deeper than chasing endorphins is finding your why.
Why?
Finding a deeper reason for like literally why you're getting out of bed. I said this before, like I visualize before I get out of bed. That's what gets me out of bed. I'm not always super excited for the day ahead of me or even excited at all. And sometimes, honestly, I dread it. But I think, what am I excited about? Am I excited about a year from now, 10 years from now? Yeah. And I think about that and I think, you know what, Zoe, if you get up today, if you do what you're supposed to do, if you just literally go through the day, you're getting one step closer to that thing you're super, super excited about, the vision you have for your life, for yourself. And that helps me. But to do that, in order to visualize, write things down or journal or whatever, you have to know what you care about. Whether that's in the future or now. I also get out of bed for my dog. She's a big part of my why. She has to get up, so I have to get up. Do you have kids? Do you have pets? Do you have people you want to see, people you want to call? Do you have a job where you're trying to make the world a better place? Are you trying to make money so you can retire your parents? What's your why? What do you care about? What generally gets you out of bed? Once you have a why, create a plan. And if you're wavering from your plan, refer back to your why. And use manifestation, use visualization. Don't just think, what are the steps? Think, why are we doing the steps? Not just what are we achieving with the steps, but the overall thing, of why do we want to achieve what we want to achieve.
What do you want?
But don't just visualize, don't just manifest. Also reward yourself actively, even if you're not being rewarded by the universe or the reality around you at the time. You know, you can reward yourself for both bigger and smaller things. If you have savings goals, if you have professional goals, if you have fitness goals, then reward yourself as you're reaching those goals for the smaller posts on the goals. And once you reach a big goal, reward yourself big. And each and every small reward too will just help you getting on this roll that we really, really want. And you know what? Getting on a roll isn't just about motivation. Sometimes it's just about doing what we gotta do. And that is why we're gonna talk about being productive even without motivation. First of all, I think if you're feeling sort of detached, what can actually work is to detach yourself even further. And I don't remember who talked about this, but I saw this in social media and I love this as well. And that is to literally control yourself like a sim. If you don't have any motivation, if you don't feel like going up, if you don't feel like working out, if you don't feel like going to work, don't. Just detach completely and just move your body and do the things and say hi, hello, do the work, and just go somewhere back in your head and detach yourself. Not necessarily healthy, but honestly, who cares? We gotta do what we gotta do until we can do what we gotta do in the right way, you know? And it's actually gonna help us in the long run, so it's fine. Because once you do that and once you go through the motions, like I said, getting on a roll is the biggest thing. Once you are, eventually you'll be like, oh, okay, fine, I'm here now, I'm awake, I'm actually having a good time.
What did I say?
But a lot of the time, especially the whole getting out of bed in the morning thing is the worst part. Once you get to the office, usually like, oh, okay, I'm on my second cup of coffee and I'm talking with my colleagues and everyone's nice and fine, I'll participate in real life right now. But you might need that Sims hour first, and that's totally fine. So if you're like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, okay, just move your body, just say your words. Second tip, if you know you have some bigger tasks to tackle, obviously don't spend all your time on small tasks, but do some small tasks that are important, like taking out the trash or cleaning your makeup brushes or like making your bed. Do just stuff that you have to do anyways, but that you can do without like thinking a lot, so that you just do them and get on a roll and sort of like see the space around you becoming nicer and you're being productive, and then you can work up to doing those bigger tasks. But don't do small tasks that you don't have to do. Like I said, do things that you have to do at some point during the week anyways. Like sometimes, this might be horrible to admit, I don't know, but sometimes when I'm feeling like really unhappy or whatever, I try to be productive by doing productive tasks that I can do while still watching YouTube or Netflix. So I'll have like some show in the background and I'll like do the dishes and I'll work out and I'll cut my dog's nails or I'll cut my own nails or whatever. Sometimes all day I do tasks where I have YouTube or Netflix in the background.
All done! All done! All done!
But at least I'm doing things I have to do. You have to have at least 3 top important tasks that you have to do during the day, preferably before dinner. And like no matter what other tasks you do, no matter how productive you are, those have to be done for you to have had a productive day. But other than that, a lot of the time I'm like, okay, as long as I'm doing the stuff I have to do, whatever you have to do to get small tasks done, to get big tasks done, just do it.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
The end goal is to have motivation, to be happy doing tasks, to be healthy. But if right now you need 4 coffee cups to be able to open your laptop, in the long run, I think it'll pay off. As long as it's right now. But if you need them right now, getting the work done is important. It's fine. We're not perfect. I think the least motivating thing is to try to force yourself to be perfect all the time. That doesn't motivate me. But if I'm like, hey, I'm doing a little bit better than the best I can do, I'm like, yeah. That being said, don't beat yourself up for messing up. Even if you don't do all those 3 tasks for the day, just roll them over to the next day. Don't be like, oh, I can't. No, why? If you're messing up, you probably already feel bad. You don't have to pile on with actively thinking bad things about yourself. And if your lifestyle isn't perfect, you're already feeling the effects of that. If you're drinking too much coffee, you probably have heart palpitation. If you're eating a lot of junk, you're probably gaining weight or losing energy or whatever. Why would you lose energy, have heart palpitations, gain weight, and also feel bad about yourself or like also beat yourself up? That isn't gonna help. Instead, just be like, okay, you know what? I'm drinking a lot of coffee, so let me drink some extra water to kind of make up for that. Maybe tomorrow I'll try to switch out one of the coffee cups for tea instead. That's what's actually going to help, being a little proactive and productive and doing something about it, not talking negatively to yourself. And work on building routines. Like I was talking about with how like chasing endorphins helps you through the day, and that's why I'm like on the elliptical a lot. At first I was like, oh, I gotta go on the elliptical, but now I've built up a routine, and without even thinking about it, like if I were a sim, I just go to the elliptical like first thing after breakfast, and obviously that's a privileged position to be in. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, if you want to journal, if you want to do yoga, if you want to drink more water, if you get up every single day and do that, if you set a reminder for it, or just remind yourself and do it when it doesn't feel natural, eventually it will feel natural. And anything we implement in our routine and just do over and over and over again until it truly is a routine will become natural for us. Like, it took me so long to actually like do a skincare routine.
Do you guys think that a normal mask of me would look good?
Oh my God.
And if there was, would you guys wear it?
But now I just do it. When I go to get ready for bed, which we all do, when I'm brushing my teeth and all of that, I also just do my skincare and I don't think about it. I just do it. And so even if I'm not motivated, more likely not, I'll do it. Just like I'll always brush my teeth, because it's a routine, it's ingrained. And that's why building habits and routines is so brilliant, because they sort of like work on that robot level of us, that sim level of us, where we don't have to want to do things. We don't have to be actively working towards, oh, I'm gonna do this thing now. We can just do it because it's a part of our routine. And the more positive, healthy things you can build into our routine, working out, drinking water, cleaning every Sunday, the more we can do that, the more our life will just work itself out, you know? And while working on building that routine time block, and definitely watch my Parkinson's Law video for this also, for productivity, because I put all my productivity tips there. But time blocking, just, you know, setting up on that day from this hour to this hour, I'm going to be doing that and that and that. And if you can just time block, go through the motions over, eventually that's just a routine. But it's so great to just be able to like lay it down there, like scientifically, what should you do? Okay, when can you do it? Work it out for yourself. And also it's a visual reminder that, hey, this is possible. Yes, you can work out 5 hours a week if you put it there. This is brilliant in that way, and it's motivating in itself, really. But even if it's not, you're like, oh, you know what? I time blocked that between 3 and 5, I'm gonna be writing. So between 3 and 5, you're gonna be sitting down at your desk or wherever you write. And you know what? You can either, like I say to my students sometimes, I say, you know what? We're sitting here right now. So either you can do what you're supposed to do, or you can stare at the wall. The choice is yours. That's for you. If you've time blocked, oh, between that hour and that hour, I'm gonna be doing this, even if you're not doing it, you're just wasting time. And I think you're gonna do it once you see the time block and see, oh, this makes perfect sense, and then, you know, make yourself go down to sit and write, you're gonna write. Maybe it'll take a couple of times, maybe the first time you don't write, maybe the second time you don't write, and you're just sitting there thinking about what you're gonna write, and then eventually you'll be feeling it and be like, oh, I'm in my writing space, and you're just gonna be writing. And then once you've done it between 3 and 5, every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for 5 weeks, at 3 o'clock, you're just gonna walk to your desk and sit down and write. Totally forgot that I came up with this brilliant tip. Instead of starting out with 3 tasks a day, start out with 1 task a day, because you have the whole like, oh, I drink water every day and stuff like that, but the one goal that you're like, tomorrow I'm gonna do that. Sometimes I do something that I should do, like for example, like, okay, I have to clean my office, so tomorrow I'm cleaning my entire office. But sometimes, to be easier on myself, one of my goals would be something that I have to do. Like yesterday, my main goal was to do, we have like a safety course that we got to take when we're getting our driver's license in Norway. It's a 4-hour course. A lot of it is driving on slippery ground, which I think is awesome. And I was like, okay, this is gonna take 4 hours, a little bit longer because I gotta go there and I gotta go home. So that's my main goal out of my 3 goals for the day. And that's something that is inevitable. Like, I'm doing it. It's an appointment, right? And that's so much better, honestly, too. Just knowing that, okay, that's scheduled. So your goal, if you're building from 1 goal to 3 goals, if you have something you have to do next day that is kind of big, you can totally set that as your goal and then you'll accomplish it and feel good. And spoiler alert, accomplishing that goal, even if it's something you had to do, like an important doctor's appointment or whatnot, you'll be like, yeah, I did that goal. I guess I'll do some other goals, you know? Now, this has been sort of in the forefront of the entire video, but we're still gonna go into it, and that is underlying issues. The absolute best way to avoid being lazy, which, by the way, I don't think you actually are. If you're watching this video, you clearly care and want to do better, is to figure out what's actually wrong. Why are you feeling unmotivated? Why are you feeling tired? Why don't you want to get out of bed? Like I said, right now, for a lot of us, seasonal depression, it's gotten the best of us. Definitely got the best of me. Regular depression. For me personally, also ADHD is huge and more noticeable than ever.
ADHD! ADHD!
I think when we were younger, ADHD was used as kind of just this joke term that was thrown around for someone who was like a class clown or whatever, and we didn't realize like how debilitating it actually is. But it definitely sucks when something that's supposed to take 10 minutes takes 2 hours, you know? Which is why also my Parkinson's Law video was directed towards people with ADHD in particular. Also, beyond stuff like that, you might just be lacking goals, lacking your why, so to speak, and you might need to sit down, look at your life and think, what do I actually want? Or maybe do you know what you want, but you're not working towards that, you're not doing that? That happens to a lot of us. I was watching Alexis Elridge, I hope that's how you actually pronounce her last name because I really like her. She said that it's really easy to trade our dreams for stability, and I definitely have fallen into that trap so many times. And you always find yourself at a point all of a sudden where you're like, I can't do this anymore. And I think for some people, yes, that is okay. Like, some people prefer the stability, but for a lot of us, we're just honestly too passionate and it just doesn't work, and we have to be out there taking chances. So are you with the wrong person? Are you with the wrong people? Are you in the wrong place? Are you in the wrong field? Is that what's happening? Because I think we all have goals, but maybe you're sort of pushing your goals away. And if you're feeling totally unmotivated, it might just be that you're trying to motivate yourself to do things that aren't right for you. Or that you're being suffocated, like if you're in a relationship that you'd rather not be in, or a job you'd rather not be in. And if you know in your heart that you gotta break up with someone or quit your job or change your major, I get it. It's hard and I'm here for you. You have my thoughts and I believe in you. And a lot of times quitting something like that is the best thing we can do. You have to say no to the wrong things in order to say yes to the right things. Free yourself to do that. The problem might also be low self-esteem, and I do have videos on that as well, on finding yourself, on confidence. You know what? Before you watch the confidence video, I'm going to give you this one for free. The clearest path to confidence is to fake it till you make it.
90% of life is confidence. And the thing about confidence is no one knows if it's real or not.
If you're not confident enough to do something, do it anyway and you will become confident. I have no idea how many times I have pushed myself out of my comfort zone, been terrified, like not even been able to eat or drink or anything, and my mouth is like totally dry and I'm nervous, and I do something and at the end of it, I'm like, oh my God, that was the best. I just feel so much more confident now. You think you're not confident enough to do something, but you are, because you can just do it. Like I said, just go through the motions. You'll come out of it and be like, I am that girl. or a guy, and if you have a fear of failure, think about the times you failed. If you are so afraid to fail that you don't want to go after what you actually want, think about the times you failed, the things you didn't even want. First of all, I'd rather fail at something I actually want than to fail at something I don't even want, or to even succeed at something I don't even want, because it doesn't mean anything. I failed so many times. I had a panic attack at a math exam, had to leave there, failed, had to go do it over again. That went fine. I started stuttering all of a sudden in a German oral exam because I didn't know German. I've had thousands of failed relationships, I feel like. Fallen and broken my arm, broken my toe, broken whatever. I fail and fall all the time. And look, I'm standing. Failing isn't a permanent state. I don't think I've ever failed at something and been like, oh, that sucks, because now I can never do it again. Like I said, I completely failed my math exam because of my panic, but I took it over again, got a fine grade.
At first you don't succeed, try.
We've all failed over and over, but usually not big enough that it actually impacts us, and never permanently. Failure isn't permanent. Like people say, like you only fail if you actually stop trying, and that's true. Because as long as you're still here, you can still go and try again. Don't give up. Why would you give up? It's just life. It's not that serious. The worst that can happen is that you die. That's the worst that can happen. What else is gonna happen that's an actual fail other than that you die? Nothing. And trust me, you're not gonna die because you didn't get a brand deal. You're not gonna die because someone broke up with you. You're not gonna die because you tried to pull off some jeans and you couldn't. You're fine. You're gonna live and you're gonna do something else. Or do the same thing and succeed. Before you move on to my video on Parkinson's Law or my Confidence is Everything video, I want to leave you with one additional resource that has helped me a lot, and that is the audiobook Kick Ass with Mel Robbins. Highly recommend. It touches upon all of this, but even better because it's Mel Robbins. Take care. I literally love ya, and I'll see ya. Bye.